The door to the garage was open. That's how I realized my late husband's car was missing. Overnight, 20 years of his life had disappeared. For a trip to Paris with his wife, my son had sold it. But everything changed with one phone call the following morning. The man calling said he possessed Dennis's car. He mentioned there was something my husband wished for me to learn, something hidden by him prior to his death. I'm Carol, and this is the story of how my deceased husband rescued my life and delivered a lesson to my son and his wife that they'll never forget. Before we go on, please drop a comment sharing where you're viewing from and hit subscribe on the Never Too Old channel. We're building a community for those who understand that our greatest chapters can unfold at any stage of life. Now let's return to the tale. The garage door stood open. That's what caught my eye first. In my kitchen, I stood with coffee cooling in my grass. Through the window over the sink, I gazed at it. Simply gazed, the door lifted up, the interior space dim, despite the morning sunlight streaming in. Dennis never kept it open. In 43 years of marriage, he hadn't once left that door open through the night. But Dennis had passed. Now, 8 months ago. I placed the coffee aside, moved to the back door, and opened it. The air of spring struck me. Unusually warm for April, the sort of morning where Dennis would already be out there, leaning over that car holding a rag. I stepped across the yard. The grass required trimming. I had kept intending to contact someone. Under my feet, the concrete felt cold. I'd stepped out wearing slippers. The oil mark in the middle of the garage floor remained dark and recognizable. A mark left by 20 years of the same car in the same position. But now the position was vacant. Merely vacant. I remained there, staring at emptiness. The workbench against the rear wall stayed precisely as Dennis had arranged it. On the pegboard, his tools were hung, each marked with a black outline so he'd recognize its place. On the bench, his red toolbox remained shut. Beside it, his work journal rested open, its pages packed with his precise, small script. The car had vanished. My chest constricted. I rested my hand against the doorframe and inhaled. In via the nose, out via the mouth. As a nurse for 43 years, I still applied the same methods I instructed ICU patients. Inhale, consider, respond. But beyond the vacant area, I couldn't consider anything. I approached the workbench and lifted the journal. The final note was from 3 weeks prior to Dennis's passing. His script appeared weary, the characters more relaxed than typical. Nearly complete. 20 years dedicated to this gem. Eager to show Carol how to operate her correctly. Next summer begins our retirement journey by road. I shut the journal, positioned it back on the bench just as it had been. The garage retained his scent. Motor oil mingled with aged leather and the orange soap for hands that he favored. I could envision him there, could nearly catch the tunes from that vintage radio he played. Classic rock tracks. He'd hum along, believing I wasn't nearby. Outside on Oakwood Drive, a car motor revved. I pivoted. Brian's black BMW entered my driveway. Leased, rather than purchased. At Christmas, he'd mentioned that, as if it should impress me. From the driver's side, my son emerged. At 38 years old, he still avoided my gaze when aware he'd erred. Even from the yard's far side, I could spot it. The hunching of his shoulders, the thrusting of hands into pockets. The passenger side opened. Vanessa exited. As ever, she appeared flawless. Hair sleek and dark, designer shades, attire likely costing more than my food expenses. She positioned herself by the car and gazed at me in the garage. Despite the shades, I sensed her scrutiny. Brian advanced toward me, halted at the driveway's border. "Mom," I paused. "There's something I must discuss with you. Brian, where's the car?" His jaw clenched. "That's the topic I need to address. Where is it?" I sold it. At first the words registered but lacked clarity, as if uttered in a foreign tongue requiring my mind to interpret. "You did what?" "Sold it yesterday." He glanced at the empty garage, then downward. The money was necessary. For months, Vanessa has planned this Paris journey. Vital for her professional networks. I couldn't disappoint her. The constriction in my chest expanded. My hands trembled, so I folded my arms. That belonged to your father. It sat unused. His tone grew firmer, more protective. Dad's departed, Mom. You never drive it. It belonged to him, past tense. Brian met my eyes at last. His eyes appeared reddened at the rims, exhausted. I secured a solid price as well, $15,000. Fair for such an aged vehicle. $15,000 for the car Dennis devoted weekends to. For the car he'd pieced together over 20 years. For the car he'd vowed would remain within the family. I desired to shout, to seize my son and jostle him until he grasped his actions. But 43 years in ICU had schooled me to maintain a steady voice, even amid internal shattering. When did you remove it? Yesterday in the afternoon. You were shopping. He retained his key. The one from his time living here, prior to moving out, before encountering her. I never requested its return. And Dennis always kept the garage unsecured. Said he desired quick access if inspiration struck. You ought to have consulted me. Would you have agreed? No, I wouldn't. Then Vanessa approached. She strode as if owning the driveway, the yard, the entire road, positioned beside Brian, and placed her hand on his arm. Her nails gleamed red and impeccable. Carol, this isn't up for debate. It's concluded. The car has been sold. Tomorrow, we depart for Paris. I regarded her, truly regarded her. For 2 years married to my son, yet I still lacked knowledge of her. Unaware of her upbringing or her parents' occupations or any genuine details of her pre-Brian existence. She smiled frequently, but it never touched her eyes. This concerns my son and me. As his wife, what's between him and you involves us all. Her tone remained agreeable, logical, as if clarifying basics to a dullard. Brian required that funds. The car went unused. Selling it was logical. It belonged to his father. His father has passed. She stated it plainly, factually, and Brian strives to construct a life. We both do. You surely comprehend that. I distrusted my ability to respond. Simply regarded Brian. He evaded my gaze once more. Vanessa's hand lingered on his arm. Possessive. We'll forward photos from Paris, Vanessa remarked. She grinned. You'd adore it there. The structures, the galleries, quite romantic. The offhand harshness of that remark, as if unaware of her words. Or perhaps she was. Brian shifted. We ought to depart. Packing remains. Yes. Vanessa gently pulled his arm. Early flight ahead. They returned to the BMW. Brian glanced back once, merely once. Observed me in Dennis's garage, arms folded, slippers on. Then he entered the car. Vanessa's window descended. Care for yourself, Carol. We'll visit upon return. The BMW reversed from the driveway and departed. I observed until it rounded Oakwood Drive's end. Then solitude enveloped me. I re-entered the garage, positioned in the center over the oil mark. Without the car, the quiet felt altered, more hollow. Morning sunlight filtered through the open door, illuminating airborne dust. I retrieved Dennis's journal again, turned to that final note, read his lines about instructing me to drive, about our retirement road journey, about completing 20 years of labor. His coffee cup remained on the shelf, discolored from decades, handle polished smooth. Post his death, I'd cleaned it, but couldn't store it away. All remained except the car. His tools, his workbench, his radio, his aroma in each nook, and the vacant area where the Shelby belonged. I shut the journal and pressed it to my chest. The sun grew warmer. Down the street, a dog barked. A mower ignited. Ordinary noises, standard morning. 8 months widowed, and I believed all tears had been shed. Yet in that garage clutching Dennis's journal, facing the void our son created, I sensed them rising anew. I secured the garage door, extinguished the light, returned to the house clutching the journal still. The vacant spot for the Shelby resembled a scar. At 7 in the morning, the phone rang. Awake since 4, I sat at the kitchen table with Dennis's journal before me. had been rereading the same page repeatedly. The entry documenting carburetor replacement, his script so meticulous, measurements precise. The phone persisted. Unknown caller. Nearly ignored it. "Hello, Mrs. Bennett?" A man's voice, edged roughly as if from tears. "Tom Graves here from Graves Classic Auto. I possess your husband's car." I straightened. "What? The Shelby?" "Wednesday, your son delivered it. Please come to the dealership. Immediately, if possible. There's something Dennis desired you to learn." My mind struggled to comprehend. "I don't follow." "Dennis was a close friend." His voice faltered. "Attended his funeral. Should have approached you then, but couldn't. Apologies. Please, Mrs. Bennett, can you visit?" Now I recalled him. Faintly. A man at the funeral home's rear. Gray hair, dark attire. Departed before greetings. "Your location?" He provided the address. Easttown's industrial zone. Noted it on an envelope's reverse. 30 minutes away. I dressed. Jeans, sweater. Located keys. Drove across town gripping the wheel tightly. Morning traffic light. Past the hospital of my 40-year career. Lot already packed. The industrial zone all concrete and metallic structures. Graves Classic Auto at a lengthy street's end. Building neat, contemporary. Vintage cars lined the front lot behind chain link, all shining in early sun. A man awaited at the main entry. Gray hair, around 65, jeans and buttoned shirt. He scanned for me. I parked, exited. He approached. Eyes reddened. "Mrs. Bennett, appreciate your arrival." "Tom?" "Yes." He extended his hand. I clasped it. Grip solid, yet hand trembled. "Tom Graves, 25 years back, your husband rescued my life." I waited. He gazed downward, inhaled. "Needed a loan for business. Dreamed of this place. Banks rejected me. Poor credit, no assets, mere ambition and boldness." He glanced up. "Dennis co-signed. Risked his credit and funds for an unknown. Repaid every cent, but the obligation exceeded finances. He never mentioned. Wouldn't have. Dennis was that way." Tom dried his eyes. "This dealership stands due to him. Achieved success. Built solid life. All from your husband's faith when others lacked it. When your son presented that Shelby Wednesday, I recognized it instantly." Tom's voice roughened. Dennis discussed that car each encounter. Shows, auctions, showed phone photos, shared updates. So proud. Brian claimed he sold it. To me, he did. Tom appeared ill. Your son unaware of its worth. Inquired if he knew the value. Said 15,000 seemed reasonable. Stomach sank. True worth? Tom held my gaze. Near $180,000. Documented 1967 Shelby GT500, among 2048 produced. Dennis restored to museum standard. The figure incomprehensible. 180,000. Yes, ma'am. Brian parted for 15. Yes. I sank to the curb. Simply sank. Tom joined beside. We lingered silent a minute. I acquired it from him, Tom stated eventually. Paid the 15,000 since he seemed desperate. Mentioned Paris trip with wife. But Mrs. Bennett, that car never truly mine. Why share this? Because Dennis extracted a promise 2 years prior. Tom rose, offered hand to assist me. Enter. Something to view. He guided through building to garage. Vast space. White floors, overhead bright lights. 3 covered cars in row. Tom halted at last, drew cover. Shelby gleamed there. Burgundy finish flawless, chrome radiant. Approached slowly, hand on hood. Metal cool, smooth. Felt Dennis in each curve. Open driver's door, settled in leather seat. Scent like home garage. Steering wheel worn at his grip spots. Tom rested on doorframe. 2 years back, Dennis requested aid installing something. Hidden space. I glanced up. Why? He stated if he met misfortune, ensure you learned. Made me vow. Tom pointed to dashboard behind radio. Didn't peek inside. Said for you alone. Heart raced. Tom demonstrated panel release. Press there, tug here. Radio face detached, revealing dark hidden area. Tom retreated. Exited garage, left solitude. Reached in, touched paper. Extracted thick manila folder. Beneath, sealed envelope with my name in Dennis's script, and below, small wooden box containing key. Opened envelope first. Dennis's script covered page, dated 2 months pre-death. Carol, if reading this, I'm departed. Sorry for not sharing alive. You desired joint handling, I know, but needed to shield you until proof secured. Investigated Vanessa 18 months. She's not as claimed. Real name Vanessa Cortland. Done this twice, I've uncovered. Folder holds all gathered. Photos, docs, contacts for prior victims. Stories identical. Targets men with elder parents, family holdings. Carol, she'll aim for our house. Her method: convince Brian you're fading, need care, house sale. Then vanish with funds. Confronted her once, subtly, observed response. She's adept. Brian blind. Won't accept without solid proof, which I lack yet. Key here for First National Safe Deposit. Box 447. Inside stock certs bought 1994 favoring patient. Check value now. You're secured financially. If car issue arises, Tom to contact you. Good man. Trust him. Safeguard yourself. Our son too. Victim as well. Love you. Still shielding you. Dennis. Read twice. Hands quaking. Dennis aware. Investigated Vanessa 18 months. Died pre-completion. Opened Manila. Inside photos. Vanessa wedding with different man. Older. Gray hair. Another photo. Different wedding. Different man. Cert copies. Vanessa Cortland wed Stanley Wright, Phoenix, June 2019. Vanessa Cortland wed George Murphy, Tampa, March 2021. Clippings. Local man claims daughter-in-law stole elderly mom's savings. Another. Suspected fraud in family business sale. Dennis's script pages. Notes on Vanessa's conduct. Queries on house, health, assets. With dates, times. Rear, contacts, numbers. Stanley Wright, Phoenix. George Murphy, Tampa. Dennis's end note. Require firmer proof pre-Brian reveal. Won't believe sans it. She's expert. If reading and I'm gone, complete my start. Shield our son. Shut folder pressed to chest. 8 months believing full knowledge of shared life. 8 months mourning him. He bore alone. Tears arrived. Not soft. Profound sobs shaking body. Sat in Dennis's car clutching file. Wept for his efforts. Tom returned minutes later, doorway, silent, waited. Wiped face, exited car, regarded him. Protecting me post-death. Tom nodded. Dennis's nature. Must contact these men. Stanley, George. Know their experiences. Use my office. As long as needed. Regarded Shelby. Car Dennis built 20 years. Secret space installed with Tom. Investigation left to complete. She won't escape this. No, Tom agreed. She won't. Stanley Wright picked up third ring. Voice weary, as awaiting call years. In Tom's office, door shut. Speaker on for Tom witness. Hands shook dialing. Hello, Mr. Wright. Carol Bennett calling. Because my son wed Vanessa Cortland. Prolonged quiet. Heavy exhale. Wondered when this would arrive. Gripped Tom's desk. Share what occurred? Stanley, 58. Recounted slowly, words deliberate as rehearsed for inquiries. Met Vanessa, spring 2019, community center, his mom volunteered. Vanessa organized events. Charming, attentive, conversed. Seemed truly interested. Wife deceased 3 years prior. Lonely. Dated. Patient, empathetic, made him feel visible. Wed 6 months on. Mom concerned. Felt off. Stanley brushed off. Deemed overprotective. Post-wedding, Vanessa small remarks. Mom slowing. Noticed? Forgot my name yesterday. Normal? Worried her driving. What if accident? Stanley noted overlooked before. Aging seemed decline. Vanessa located dementia articles, placed visibly. On elder falls, risks. Months built case mom unsafe. Found top memory care. Deserves finest. $20,000 monthly. Afford via mom's house sale. Stanley persuaded mom for safety. Sold 42-year home. $280,000. Funds joint with Vanessa. Mom entered facility months post-wedding. 2 weeks later, Vanessa vanished. Emptied account. Every cent, no trace, phone changed, Stanley pursued, police reports, but joint account legal technically. Mom passed 6 months on. Stanley's voice broke. Kept asking, home return. Told soon, but no home, no funds for one. Closed eyes. Sorry. Mom fine, Mrs. Bennett. Bit forgetful, but fine. Didn't require place. Needed home. He halted. Whatever Vanessa tells son about you, ignore. Record all. Starts small, forget comments, tiredness, then intensifies. Thanks for sharing. Stop her, Stanley urged. Don't allow another family destruction like mine. Hung up, stared phone. Tom fetched water. Drank, dialed next. George Murphy, immediate answer. George Murphy. Introduced self. Same opener, he exhaled. Vanessa Cortland. Been awaiting call. George 61. Story varied, pattern same. Met Vanessa, father's 2021 funeral. Supporting friend claimed. Approached George after. Condolences. Understood loss. Lost someone too. Talked hours. Aided through darkness. Dated month later. Friends said premature. He ignored. Vanessa eased grief. Wed 8 months on. Father owned 40-year auto shop. George inherited. Uninterested in operating. 2 memories. Vanessa proposed sell. Stressful. Sell, travel, heel joint, fresh start. Logical then. Sold $195,000. Funds joint. 3 days post-clear, Vanessa gone. Vanished. Tracked via cards to Costa Rica. Arrived, money laundered, unrecoverable. Targets men with aging parents, assets. George noted specialty. Researches first, knows all pre-intro. Paused. Son access house finances? Not yet, but stage set. Time remains. Halt pre-signature. Hung up, Tom and I silent. Dennis suspected this, Tom eventually said. Visited me 6 months pre-death. Requested aid. Had PI buddy Peter Coleman. Collaborating. Why not tell me? Needed solid proof. Brian so enamored wouldn't believe else. Tom drew card from drawer. Peter's awaited. Call. Took card. Peter Coleman. Investigations. Local number. Bank first. First National opposite town. Drove. File on passenger. Box with key in purse. Bank bustling. Friday p.m. Checks cashed. Deposits routine. Requested safe boxes. Manager, 50s woman, guided to vault. Box 447. Key perfect. Inside single envelope. Opened. Certs in sleeve. Docs. Dennis letter. Carol. Bought stock 94 favoring patient. Son starting tech firm, needed investors. Gave $5,000. Expected not. Patient died next year, forgot certs. Found last month organizing. Checked company, nearly collapsed. Worth more than savings. For you, future, security. If reading from box, I met issue. Sell when prepared. Live fully, travel, independent. Don't allow persuasion otherwise. Taken care den. Took certs to manager. Value? She computed. Eyes widened. Mrs. Bennett. Tech Core Solutions public last year. Shares approx $342,000. Sank down. Simply sank. Manager water, okay? Husband purchased. She records. May 94 $5,000. Private 30 years, then public. Price rising. $342,000. Dennis left unknown security. Resources now, power, choices. Fight Vanessa equally. Saturday a.m. Met Peter Coleman, coffee shop near hospital. Tom arranged. Peter 55, graying, systematic, ex-detective. Folders with him, sat opposite booth. Dennis friend. Heard death, wondered Vanessa move. Continued probe. Dennis vowed no direct contact unless Vanessa acted. Avoid alarm with unproven. Peter opened folder, showed printouts, 3-month digital trail. Vanessa on caregiver forums alias. Posts on convincing resistant elders need aid. Queries assisted living. Memory costs, property history. Costa Rica Realty, finance probe, Brian name cards. $32,000 debt. Charges designer wear, fancy eats. Paris luxury hotel. Brian's manager salary $65,000 yearly, Peter noted. Insufficient for lifestyle. Borrowed living. He unaware yet. Peter outlined timeline from victims. Phase 1, Paris. Dream build. Brian inadequate feel. Phase 2, 2 to 3 months. Concerns you. Suggest decline. Phase 3, 4 to 6 months. Case for living assist. Phase 4, 6 to 8 months. Convince house sell. House paid. Worth $320,000. Precisely. Take over $350,000. Peter shut folder. Setup phase. Post Paris. Earnest campaign. Police halt? Not yet. No crime here. Prior Arizona, Florida. Until money take or fraud here, no action. Wait hurt? Build case now. Document. When moves, prepared. Peter forward. Brian must see truth self. Tell. She labels you paranoid. He discovers. Understood. Brian wouldn't credit San's self-found proof. Evening. Kitchen table. Listed. Vanessa notices 2 years. 2 months back. Brian query house deed location. 6 weeks back. Vanessa room photos visit. 1 month back. Brian ask forgotten unmade lunch. 3 weeks back. Vanessa comment tired seem. 2 weeks back. Sunset Hills brochure from Vanessa purse. Pattern built months. Vanessa narrative. I decline. Prep. Brian believe mom needs aid. Considered certs. Why? Dennis bank them but car file. Obvious. Bank secure, fireproof, valuable safe. Car Dennis private. Vanessa avoided garage. No interest tools work. Housebound. Car hide unwanted find. Thought everything. Shut notebook. Outside, sunset. Spring eve, warm, quiet. Dennis protected every way. Left money, evidence, helpers. Now protect Brian. Returned Paris Tuesday, both tanned. Brian tired despite vacay. Eye stress lines new. Invited dinner. Played perfect. Pot roast. Dennis fave. Brian childhood 2. Arrived 6. Vanessa new clothes. Silk blouse, designer jeans, costly bag. Door hug Brian. Held second longer. Vanessa hug quick. Show. Sat kitchen table, raised Brian there. Chairs Dennis refinished 20 years back. Vanessa dominated talk first minute. Paris stunning. Marais Hotel amazing. Louvre lunch nearby, unpronounceable restaurant dinner. Painted deserved life. Should have. Wonderful, Vanessa said, but realized missing much. Brian hard work, little show. Looked me saying, meaning clear. Neutral face, past potatoes. Brian interjected. Mom, consider travel to see things. Maybe someday. Vanessa forward. Carol, house too large, 1 person. Considered downsizing? Manageable, something. There, first direct. Managing fine. My home course. Vanessa smile, agreeable, logical. Care safety. Stairs, yard. Lot your age. Brian nodded. Worry you alone, Mom. Noticed. We, not I. Vanessa words his mouth. Appreciate, but fine. Vanessa dropped. Saw eyes calculation. Seeds sown. Push next. Post-dinner. Living room. Coffee, apple pie made. Vanessa excused. Hall bathroom. Gone 10 minutes. Waited 5. Excused. Found upstairs Dennis' old office. Behind, bathroom open empty. Jumped seeing me. Oh. Turned around, got. House many rooms. Bathroom downstairs always. She laughed, arm touch, coarse. Silly. Wine much dinner. Led downstairs, no more. Left hour later. Vanessa smiles. Care self, Carol. Visit soon. Brian hug. Bye. Love you, Mom. Watched depart, then notebook. Noted every fresh detail. Wednesday a.m. called Brian. Need talk something. Come by? You alone. About. Father. Found his things, quiet. Vanessa and I no secrets, Mom. Between us. Please, Brian. Long pause. Okay, afternoon, tell Vanessa going. Fine, arrived 3, alone promised but nervous car exit, coffee ready, file on kitchen table, Brian saw shoulders tight. Mom, if car again, sit, please. Sat, arms folded, defensive pre-start. Breath, ICU voice, calm, authoritative, factual. Before show, listen. Really? Can? Feels ambush, protection. Gave Dennis letter first, his hands, Brian read, face drain color. Dad investigated Vanessa 18 months pre-death. Reaction instant, anger, denial. Dad disliked her, paranoid everything, ridiculous. Calm stayed. View evidence. Spread photos table. Vanessa 2 weddings 2 men. Certs. Vanessa Cortland wed Stanley Wright. Vanessa Cortland wed George Murphy. Brian stared. Could anyone? Same name someone. Call. Ask wives. Gave paper. Numbers Dennis script. Want call strangers? Not random. Married your wife pre-you. Brian rose, paced. Insane. Vanessa wouldn't. Loves me. Prove wrong. Call. Prove father wrong. Grabbed paper, fist crumpled. Not doing. Headed door. Brian, please. Turned. Why this? Can't let happy? Voice broke. Father died protect you, not let last month's nothing. Brian door slammed. Watch depart. Unsure call numbers or Vanessa direct. His choice now. Waiting worst. Sat table. Couldn't eat. Focus none. Peter called 8 check. How go? Angry. Don't know do. Time give. Truth sink. But time out running. Midnight. Phone. Brian screen. Brian. Voice wrecked. Raw. Called them. Mom. Both called. Crying. What say? Everything. Stanley mom. George father shop. Same. Exactly same story. Heart broke him. So sorry. Went home post your house. Angry so. Voice shook. But thought dad, certs. Decided test. Simple questions ask. Happened. Asked grew up. Maiden name. Family tell. Shaky breath. Answers different. Not little. Completely different pre-told. Town different. College. Everything. What did? Pushed. Asked Peter found cards. My name unaware. Voice flat. Face hold changed. Mom like mask off. Said business investments. Wouldn't understand. Asked what business. Show me. Said no prove to me trust wife should. Pushed kept. Wanted statements see. My name. Packed bag then. No pretend more. Said weak. Said like dad said. Like all them. Voice broke. Walked out. Car got. Left. Calling phone. No answer. Stay. Calling Peter Coleman. Hung. Dialed Peter instant. First ring answer. Already tracking cards. Airport Marriott check hour ago. Leaving. Withdrawals multiple cash last 2 hours. 12,000 total got. Flight booked just. Paused. Mexico City 6 a.m. one way. Stomach dropped. Running. Yes, but else found. Vanessa Cortland stolen ID. Real died 2018 accident. Woman real Linda Marsh. Wanted fraud 2 states different names. Police stop? Contact detectives Arizona, Florida. Warrant issue. Move now, airport get pre-board. Need? Brian cooperation. Statement forged cards. Can? Yes, insure. 3 morning met house. Peter, Brian, me. Brian destroyed look, red eyes, no sleep. Sat table while Peter situation laid. Vanessa, 6 a.m. flight. Police arrest ready warrants but need statement cards fraud. Means public, Peter said. Testify have. Ready? Brian looked me. Dad do what? Father last month's case billed her. Died pre-finish. Want stop. Not revenge. No more families. Brian quiet long. Nodded. Police call. Airport go. Peter's car, empty streets drove. For morning, city dark save lights. Brian back stared nothing. Reached back, hand took. Held tight. Airport awakening arrived. Coffee opens, lights harsh fluorescent. Traveler's luggage pull, tired. Stood column behind near security. Peter placed C but back. Police there. 2 plane detectives checkpoint near. Brian silent since car. Ahead stared. Stayed close. 5:30. Line security fill. Then Vanessa. 2 large cases, designer coat, shades early despite, hair perfect. Vacation look. Calm, confident. Phone one hand, pass other. Line entered, luggage forward. Detectives moved. Ma'am, speak need. Vanessa turned, saw second. Face changed, smiled then. Problem officers? Badge showed, arrest warrant. Linda Marsh. Smile froze. Don't know who. Name Vanessa Bennett. Ma'am, a sidestep please. Vanessa around looked, calculating, saw other detective exit block. Ran, luggage dropped, heels kicked, stockings ran polished floor. Security caught 20 feet pre. Tackled departure board. Fought, kicking, screaming. Off me get, nothing done. People stopped, watched, phones. Police cuffed floor there. Rights read while thrashed. Detective opened luggage abandoned. Security checkpoint there. First suitcase, clothes, toiletries, travel normal. Second stacks cash, banded rubber. $48,000, detective later told. Passport her photo, name different. Linda Brennan. Docs, bank numbers, hard drive external. Passport held. Explain want. Vanessa spat. Feet lifted. Still fighting saw us. Saw Brian 30 feet. Me beside. Still went completely. Face transformed. Rage pure. You. Lunged you. Lunged him. Police back held. This you did. Brian flinched. Pathetic you're. Vanessa screamed. Weak, stupid, like others just. Thought really me someone like want you? Nothing you're, nothing. Stepped front Brian. Not much, enough just. Vanessa me turned. And you, old woman, interfering. Mine this was. Score my. 3 years spent this. Business own mind should have died already. Voice echoed terminal. People staring, recording, no react. Stood there. Hand kept Brian arm. Police dragged Vanessa. Threats screaming still, voice fade, security doors took. Gone then. Brian frozen stood, shake. Home go, I said. 2 weeks later, station police formal statements. Detective Ramirez explained found. Real name Linda Marsh, Ohio-born, con started 20. Small first. 2 ID theft, elder fraud. Vanessa Cortland stolen. Real died accident. Linda used 6 years. 5 victims prior found. 2 pre-Stanley. Pattern 8 years back. Charges 3 states. Arizona, Florida, here. ID theft, fraud, deception, theft, forgery. Prosecutor plea expected. 12-15 years prison federal. Stanley George cases reopened, evidence new. Funds recover, civil suits maybe. Brian card debt mostly forgiven. Fraud approved. 1 month later, Brian door 2 suitcases. Stay here while just? Course. Old room took. High school same. Walls posters still. Shelf trophies football. Divorce granted. Annulment actually. Marriage invalid legal. Stolen ID married. Brian therapy started. Week twice. Tuesday, Thursday eves. Some days okay, breakfast made, house helped, smiled occasional. Some days spoke barely, room stayed. Meals only out. No push. Space safe kept. Faves made. Lights on, coffee ready. Nurse years taught healing. Not linear, messy. Time takes. 2 months post-airport, prosecutor called. Vanessa plea took. 12 years prison federal. Told Brian dinner over. Nodded just. Nothing said. That Saturday found him garage. Dennis old stool sitting. Journal work holding. Tears face down. Doorway stood, waited. Workbench found this. Voice thick. Reading started. Opened page years ago. Dennis script filled. Taught Brian oil change today. 12 he's, learn old enough. Hands small still but careful. Word every listened. Proud him so. Brian hands shook, page holding. Entry later another. Brian helped engine rebuild. Afternoon all worked. Talked barely. No need. Days these remember I'll. Barely remember this, Brian said. Car working him with. Young so. Sat workbench beside. Loved those days. Talked them always. Sold his car. Voice broke. 20 years spent car for $15,000 trip impress woman planning family destroy. Didn't know. Should have. Dad warned, tried. Last months kept asking Vanessa. Plans, money. Thought controlling. Wiped eyes. Last talk him, argued her. Told back off, life live let. Died week later. Never apologized. Throat tight. Knew loved him. Brian head shook. How? Chose her over him. You over. Everything taut. Pulled letter Dennis car left. One about proof need pre-tell Brian. Carried me, moment right wait, read this. Brian took. Read Dennis words heartbreak no without proof solid. Loving him, victim. Brian too. Understood, I said. Knew Vanessa adept. Blamed not you. Brian down broke complete. Sobs deep, body shook. Held him years mother being, son hold every pain this deepest cut. Sat garage long, tools Dennis surround, workbench, radio, oil, motor, smell, leather, old. Eventually tears Brian stopped. Face wiped, sleeve. Wish car still here. Voice raw. Learn everything dad wanted way. Nothing said. Shoulder squeezed. Journal closed careful. Workbench back exact Dennis left. House back walked. Evening on spring, summer turn. Air warm, thick. Inside dinner made. Table set, Brian no ask. House different felt. Empty not anymore. Whole not yet either, but slow healing. Paid Brian remaining debt week post Vanessa sentence. $5,000. Fraud no cover. Check wrote no mention again. Dennis Cert's choices unexpected gave. $342,000. More than marriage saved entire. Thought do what? Stanley Wright. Mom dying, heartbroken, facility unneeded. George Murphy. Father shop sold. 40 years work gone. Sent each $10,000 check. Note attached. Your mother memory from understands. Someone. Carol Bennett. Stanley. Similar. George. Myself house. Stay decided. Travel. Little. Maybe trip small. Nothing fancy. Independence Day. Dennis wanted. 2 months. Post airport Saturday morning. Engine rumble outside. Heard deep. Powerful. Familiar. Kitchen window looked Shelby driveway. Sat burgundy paint. Sun gleam. Tom Graves. Wheel behind. Chest tight. Went Brian. Upstairs. Door open. Heard footsteps. Stairs. Heard two. Both outside. Walked porch. Front stood. Tom. Car out. Faces saw. Smiled. Home bringing. Where belongs. She. Brian. Car stared. Move. Couldn't speak. Couldn't. Tom. Us toward. Walked keys out. Held me. Never mind this, Mrs. Bennett. Dennis. Built you. Tried words. Fine Tom. Paid Brian $15,000. No. Tom head shook. But car more than money. Worth. Dennis want. You have. Want. Brian learn. Matters that. Brian voice. Rough came. Sold it. Threw away. Tom. Him looked. Victim. You too. Dad knew. Why? Case built. Protect. Tom. Keys handed me. Dennis told once. Car. Never really his. Always meant family. Loved people. Garage. Gestured. Help. Backing. Want? Door. Garage opened. Together. Tom backed Shelby spot. Months ago left. Same. Concrete oil stain still. Engine off. Silence settled. Then garage smelled should again. Oil. Motor. Leather old. Dennis. Tom. Out. Got. Car looked moment. Proud. What did? He. Me said. Her. Stopping. Protecting son. Brian looked. Proud. You. Back. Came. Healing. Your. Tom. Coffee after. Left. Hugged both. Brian. I. Garage. Stood. He. Away. Drove after. Shelby. Us between. Can't believe back. Brian said. Neither I. Hood touched. Hand ran, paint smooth over. Deserve not this, Dennis thought. Did. Enough that. 3 months later, Sunday morning started. Brian, journal, work, garage, brought. Coffee, brought. Hood opened. Stood engine looking Dennis, rebuilt piece. Don't know start where, Brian said. Journal opened. Page found marked teaching Brian. Dennis script clear careful. Start oil I read. Check first every time. Before drive her, no ready she's. Brian. Dipstick found, pulled, level, checked. Journal showed. Hand steadier now. 3 months therapy showing. Morning spent car through together. Fluids check, filters examine, systems test. Physical, methodical, notes. Dennis. Follow step. Brian. Confidence grew. Hours passed, saw Dennis movements. His attention, careful. Tools touch, gentle. Afternoon by. Brian. Smiling. Really forgot how loved this, he said. Garage being. Hands working. Father loved days. You with. Remember more now things. Little way. Explain. Twice. Sure, understood. Make way. Let try. Even mistakes made. Hood closed. Careful. Going. Take care car. This way. Wanted. He. Take care. Well, I said. 4 months post Tom, car back. Time decided. Saturday morning, spring. Summer turn. Garage stood keys hand. Brian out came. Ready you? Think so. Got in. Brian passenger, me wheel behind. Leather seat cool under, wheel steering worn. Dennis hands gripped 20 years. Mirrors adjusted. Checked everything journal taught. Engine started. Shelby life roared. Rumble deep. Chest. Feel Dennis work. Sound. Patience. Love. Backed garage careful. Brian handle door nervous. Trust. Drove Oakwood Drive down. Windows down. Air warm through. Engine purring. Smooth. Powerful. Brian laughed. Dad mind lose now. Best way. Taught drive 17. Me. Stick shift forward. Stalled 6 times. Frustrated never got. Easier this. Drove. No destination. Town through. Hospital passed. Worked. High school passed. Brian football played. Just driving. Shelby perfect. Responded. 20 years restoration off. Paying every turn, shift, mile, hour after. Home. Headed. Driveway pulled. Car backed. Garage fit perfect. Never left like. Engine off, turned. Quiet after. Sat. Proud so, Dad, you, Brian said. Us? Corrected I. Evening, that, dinner made. Brian down came vegetables helped. Chopping way Dennis used. House quiet but empty not. Garage full again, Dennis tools pegboard, journal workbench, Shelby place. Window outlooked garage, thought Dennis letter. Protecting still you. Was. Investigation built, stocks left. Tom promise keep. Dennis loved enough prepare everything. Alone not, never was, never be. So my story that's. Love here, thank you. Able bin have forgive child you're selling precious something? No let comments and subscribe more stories mine like.